2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturday. What? Sub-freezing temperatures as low as 30 expected. Where? Orange County. When? From 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturday. Impacts: frost and freeze conditions will kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. For the following areas, in New Jersey, Sussex, Warren, Morris, and Hunterdon, freeze warning remains in effect from 11 p.m. this evening to 9 a.m. Saturday. What? Sub-freezing temperatures as low as 30 expected. Where? In New Jersey, Sussex, Warren, Morris, and Hunterdon. In Pennsylvania, Berks, Carbon, Lehigh, Monroe, Northampton, Western Chester, Western Montgomery, and Upper Bucks. When? From 11 p.m. this evening to 9 a.m. Saturday. Impacts: frost and freeze conditions will kill crops and other sensitive vegetation. For the following areas, in New York, southern Queens, and southern Nassau, coastal flood advisory now in effect from 8 p.m. this evening to 1 a.m. Saturday. What? Up to 1.5 feet of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. Where? Southern Nassau and southern Queens counties. When? From 8 p.m. this evening to 1 a.m. Saturday. Impacts: minor flooding is expected in the most vulnerable locations near the waterfront and shoreline. Expect up to 1.5 feet of inundation above ground level in low-lying, vulnerable areas. Some roads and low-lying property, including parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes, businesses with basements near the waterfront, will experience shallow flooding. For the following areas, in New Jersey, Hudson, Eastern Essex, and Eastern Union, and the following areas, in New York, Staten Island, and Brooklyn, coastal flood advisory now in effect from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. this evening. What? Up to 1 foot of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. Where? In New Jersey, Hudson, Eastern Essex, and Eastern Union counties. In New York, Staten Island, and Brooklyn counties. When? From 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. this evening. Impacts: minor flooding is expected in the most vulnerable locations near the waterfront and shoreline. Expect up to 1 foot of inundation above ground level in low-lying, vulnerable areas. Some roads and low-lying property, including parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes, businesses with basements near the waterfront, will experience shallow flooding. For the following area, in Connecticut, southern Fairfield, and in New York, southern Westchester, coastal flood advisory now in effect from 11 p.m. this evening to 2 a.m. Saturday. What? Up to 1.5 feet of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. Where? In Connecticut, southern Fairfield County. In New York, southern Westchester County. When? From 11 p.m. this evening to 2 a.m. Saturday. Impacts: minor flooding is expected in the most vulnerable locations near the waterfront and shoreline. Expect up to 1.5 feet of inundation above ground level in low-lying, vulnerable areas. Some roads and low-lying property, including parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes, businesses with basements near the waterfront, will experience shallow flooding. For the following areas, in New York, Bronx, and Northwest Suffolk. What? Up to 1/2 foot of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. Where? Bronx and northwestern Suffolk counties. When? From 11 p.m. this evening through late tonight. Impacts: brief minor flooding of the most vulnerable locations near the waterfront and shoreline. Do not drive through flooded roadways. For the following area, in New York, northern Nassau, and in Connecticut, southern New Haven, what? Up to 1/2 foot of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. Where? In Connecticut, southern New Haven County. In New York, northern Nassau County. When? From 11 p.m. this evening through late tonight. Impacts: brief minor flooding of the most vulnerable locations near the waterfront and shoreline. Do not drive through flooded roadways. Here is the latest weather map discussion. Low pressure over Pennsylvania late this afternoon will move quickly across the area through tonight and continue to bring light rain. Much colder air moving in behind the low should cause the rain to change to snow before ending in many of the outer suburbs of New York City and across much of interior southern Connecticut, with a coating of accumulation possible mainly on grassy surfaces well inland. A few flakes of wet snow can't be ruled out even all the way down into New York City and along the coast, while temperatures fall to record or near record lows for the date in the 30s. Wind chills late tonight and again Saturday night will be mostly in the 20s. Temperatures should rebound somewhat by Sunday, but still remain well below normal until late next week. Here is the official national